he cannot cope up with a fast-paced life, which leads to physical, mental and emotional disorders, which shatter us completely. In the modern world, mental health disorders have become a leading cause of disability globally, exacerbating human health. With the divine blessings of Lord Dhanvantriji, hope lies in Ayurveda. Dr. Navdeep Sharma, a spiritual healer from the city of the Golden Temple. His graduation from Sri Lakshmi Narayan Ayurvedic College, one of the oldest institute in our country, associate with Sri Durgyana Education Foundation. His masters from the University of Madras. His PhD in the role of Ayurvedic herbs in psychological disorders. Listed in the World Book of Records for promoting Ayurveda and developing a chain of Ayurvedic treatment and Panch Karma centers in various parts of the globe.
डॉक्टर नवदीप शर्मा को दुनिया भर में आयुर्वेद जागरूकता फैलाने के लिए सम्मानित किया गया। लंदन में इंडो यूके लीडरशिप समिट में द वर्ल्ड बुक ऑफ रिकॉर्ड्स ने दिया उत्कृष्ट पुरस्कार।
लंदन में इंडो यूके लीडरशिप समिट का आयोजन, आयुर्वेद को लेकर जागरूकता पर जोर, द वर्ल्ड बुक ऑफ रिकॉर्ड्स ने लोगों को किया सम्मानित।
Commendable Global Recognition Award was received by Dr. Navdeep Sharma and Dr. Monica Sharma on behalf of ND Care Nirogam Private Limited for leading Ayurvedic services at the British Parliament, UK.
ब्रिटेन में बसा भारत का डंका, नवदीप शर्मा और डॉक्टर मोनिका शर्मा को मिला आउटस्टैंडिंग कंट्रीब्यूशन टू आयुर्वेदिक हेल्थ सर्विस पुरस्कार।
Dr. Navdeep Sharma has also been awarded the title of Pranacharya by the Akhil Bharatiya Ayurveda Mahasammellan.
आयुर्वेदिक डॉक्टर नवदीप शर्मा को युवा प्राणाचार्य की उपाधि दी गई। भारतीय आयुर्वेद महासम्मेलन में सम्मानित किया गया। कार्यक्रम में मनोज तिवारी मौजूद रहे।
नवदीप शर्मा को विश्व के सबसे युवा प्राणाचार्य की उपाधि मिली। अखिल भारतीय आयुर्वेद महासम्मेलन में मनोज तिवारी भी शामिल हुए।
Up next, most trusted Ayurveda-based healthcare brand of the year, and it goes to ND Care Nirogam Private Limited. Dr. Navdeep Sharma, Director, to please join us on stage.
देखिए, अटल बिहारी वाजपेयी जी हमारे लिए बड़े ऑनर्ड हमारे प्राइम मिनिस्टर रहे हैं, बहुत बड़े लीडर रहे हैं और उनका अवार्ड, उनके सम्मान में किए गए समागम में अवार्ड मिलना अपने आप में बहुत मायने रखता है।
Regular panelist on various national and international media channels.
आते हैं कोरोना संदेश।
सभी व्यूअर्स को मैं डॉक्टर नवदीप शर्मा नमस्कार करता हूँ। पिछले 21 वर्षों से दुनिया भर में आयुर्वेद के माध्यम से मैं इलाज कर रहा हूँ और आज मैं देख पा रहा हूँ कि पूरा विश्व आयुर्वेद की ओर इम्यूनिटी बढ़ाने के लिए एक उम्मीद से देख रहा है। सदियों से ही हमारे यहाँ राजा महाराजा चांदी के बर्तनों में भोजन का सेवन करते थे अपनी इम्यूनिटी को बढ़ाने के लिए। तो आप सबके घरों में चांदी की पायल, बैंगल, पेंडेंट, कोई भी आभूषण हो, जिस पात्र में आप पानी स्टोर करते हैं उसमें वो डाल दीजिए। उस पानी का सेवन करने से आपकी इम्यूनिटी जो है वो बेटर रहेगी। शुंठी, मरीज, पिपली, ये 3 हर्ब जो किचन की शोभा बढ़ाती हैं, इनका इस्तेमाल अधिक कीजिए और भस्त्रिका क्रिया अधिक से अधिक कीजिए। 3 चीजों का इस्तेमाल करने से आप हृष्ट पुष्ट रह सकेंगे और कोरोना नामक महामारी को दूर भगा सकेंगे।
Person who is a doctor in Ayurveda, he is designated to work as a surgeon. The person first has done a course of 4.5 years of BAMS, in which he is taught the allopathic pharmacology, the pathology, then surgery. These all are subjects in Ayurveda. An Ayurvedic doctor has to study both the things, the Ayurveda as well as the allopathic aspect, looking at the modern demands. Now after that is 1 year compulsory internship, where in colleges like Apollo, BHU, Udupi, Bangalore, there are so many surgeons.
Hi everyone, my name is Devanshi and I am a psychologist at ND Care Nirogam. Today I am going to be talking about a topic that is very close to my heart, called socialization in children with autism. Socialization is one of the most difficult challenges when we talk about autism. Whether it is difficulty making friends, whether it's difficulty making eye contact, playing with others, social difficulties can impact a child's life greatly. So I wanted to discuss this topic today, and I feel that with the right strategies, structure and support, children with autism can learn to engage socially in fulfilling ways. So let's break this down step by step about what we are going to talk about today. So first of all, we are going to understand what socialization means, why it can be challenging for a kid on the spectrum, and what are the signs we can observe that might indicate that a child is struggling with socialization, and most importantly, how we as parents or we as therapists, caregivers can help the child. So let's start by understanding what socialization means. Socialization is the process by which we interact with others, learn to share space, communicate, show empathy, build relationships. It starts early in life, whether it's through eye contact, social smiling, pointing to show interest, or playing with peers. But now, children with autism, socialization might look a bit different. It may not come naturally. It doesn't mean that they don't want to connect, it just means that they do not know how to connect, and they may not have the right tools or strategies to know that how they can connect with others. So first, let's understand where are the areas that they might be struggling in. First of all, they struggle in understanding social cues. So kids who are not on the spectrum, or people who are not on the spectrum, usually communicate by through open body language. So for example, if you and I are talking, then we will face each other. We will have like an open body posture. We will try to make eye contact, nod, just respond to other people, show that we are actively involved in the conversation. However, kids with autism do not really understand this. They do not understand what's going on, and they do not necessarily can read the social cues properly. They cannot read facial expressions, body language. They may not know what tone to use while communicating, and they may not necessarily know that they need to face the person in order to communicate with them. Second thing that they struggle is with initiating and sustaining interaction. So they may not know how to start interaction, or like how to start talking to another person. They may not know how to initiate conversation. Like you and I, we initiate conversation by saying, hi, how is your day going? How are you? But they may not know how they can, like, especially for verbal kids or non-verbal kids, they may not have an idea of how they can initiate the conversation and show interest. Play skills. So in third point is play skills. So in younger children, especially who are in the age group of like 3 to 5 years, they sometimes, you may have noticed in your child that they play alongside other kids, but they will be only self-involved. So they will be sitting on their own and playing doing their own thing, but other kids might be there as well. So this is known as parallel play. So they may want to be involved, but they do not know how to, and like they just sit on their own and interact in a way that is suitable or appropriate for them. So they may not know how to initiate the play in that sense. Rigidity and structure. Also, many kids are there who are often very fixated on routines and like specific structures. So they may have specific interests. For example, there are kids who have very specific interests, like they are interested in animals. There was one kid who was just obsessed with chairs and toilets. So if they have specific interests and they only talk about that interest, or like they have specific structures and routines, that might make conversation difficult with other people, or interaction or socialization difficult, because they only want to talk about a specific topic. Right? And then the last point that makes it difficult for them to initiate conversation is sensory sensitivities. So this is quite common. They might get easily overwhelmed by loud noises, bright lights, or other sensory sensitivities that might lead to withdrawal in social settings. They might close their ears, close their eyes, or may want to get out of there because the loud noises and everything is too overwhelming for them. But the important thing to note here at this point is that it's not that they are not interested in interaction, because often it is misinterpreted that these kids are just not interested in social interaction. It's actually a mix of difficulty in reading cues, sensory overload, and also might be a lack of confidence and a lack of knowledge of how to handle the overstimulation that they are experiencing in that moment. So secondly, I want to talk about what to expect developmentally based on the developmental age of the child and compare it to typically developing children. So in typically developing children, around 6 to 12 months, they start smiling socially, they start making eye contact and engage in joint attention. By 18 months to 2 years, they start playing simple games like peekaboo, showing toys to others. So when a new person comes or a new friend comes, they might take them around their house and just show them like a toy or something, and like they start sharing, and that is their way of interacting, like showing their toys and making eye contact and playing simple games with people around 18 to 2 years. Then by 3 to 5 years, they start engaging in pretend play, share toys, and start building friendships as well. So this is in typically developing children. But in kids with autism, they may avoid or have delayed eye contact. So this is very common in kids we see at the center, or like in kids who are on the spectrum. There might be delayed eye contact or avoidance of eye contact altogether. So they might just like look down whenever someone is trying to talk to them, or they might look away or may not make eye contact at all. Also, there are some kids who may not respond to their name when they are called, or they may only point to show like a level of interest. So if they are interested in something, they will point at it. They will not say the word, they will just point at it. So that is what is seen compared to typically developing children and children on the spectrum. Also, as I mentioned, parallel play, so playing alongside other kids might be something that is present in kids on the spectrum, but no interaction. And it may continue. It's also present in typically developing children, but in kids on the spectrum, it might continue longer than expected. So for example, if they're 5, 6, 7 years old, they still be engaging in parallel play. Also, they may repeatedly play with objects and not involve others. So there are kids who like to play with blocks, and they just line up the blocks in a specific way, and they do not engage with other people. When the structure is broken, they may get frustrated and they may get angry, and yeah, the structure is very important to them. But the point here again is that they want to connect, they just do not know how, and that's where our role as caregivers, as parents, as therapists becomes really crucial. So yeah, let's just get right into it. Like, what are the strategies that you can use to help your child in socialization and build social skills? So I'll start first of all with young children, right? So young children who are toddlers or preschoolers, what are the strategies that you can use with them in order for them to develop social skills? First of all, notice, is parallel play present in your child? So if parallel play is not present, then the first step would be to start with parallel play. Just put the child next to another child. It could be a sibling or someone from their play daycare, or someone from the park that you can call for one day, like arrange a play date and just call them to your house and just sit them next to each other and just let them be involved in parallel play. So in this case, it's a low pressure situation and they do not have to interact with each other. It's just that they have to engage in parallel play and play alongside each other. So that would be the first step in young children. Then in kids who are already comfortable with parallel play, the second step would be modeling appropriate social behavior for them. So you as parents, or if there is any sibling at home, can model the appropriate social behavior for them. So you can create a social situation in which the kid, alongside other kids, you can create a scenario in which they engage in an activity like playing with blocks or playing with puzzles, or any activity for that matter, in which you model what appropriate social skills look like. So you interact, you are like, pass me this, can you pass me this please, can you pass me the block, can you color this, can you pass me red color if you are doing a color based activity, thank you, and I enjoy playing with you, high five, all these things. So you can model it for them. So appropriate social behavior can be modeled by parents. Also, social stories and visual support tools are your best friend in this matter. So use social stories, like explain them how to greet, how to take turns, join play with a number of people. So social stories would be your best friend in this case, I would say. Also visual support tools for emotions, so what kind of emotions are appropriate in a social setting. Aggression is not appropriate. Smiling is appropriate. Like using emotional cards, visual cards for that can play a crucial role in step-by-step interactions. Also, it's important that you have a fixed, especially for toddlers, it's very important that you have like a fixed playtime routine with them. So it shouldn't be a one-time thing. You should practice play routines every 2 to 3 days so that they know and they get a hang of it. They know that repetition is important. You should know as parents that repetition is important in play settings and in social settings so that they learn it quickly and their mind grasps it quickly. Then for older children, so older children may learn slightly differently. It's not very different for them, but they might be more verbal than younger children. It depends, of course, but older children might have more cognitive skills to understand more things. And if your child is verbal and displays like specific interests, for example, as I mentioned that some kids are very interested in trains, for example, or some kids are really interested in computers, for example. So you can plan play activities around that, like around their interests, train related activities or computer related activities, and just be creative with it so that you can improve their social skills. Also, role play and pretend scenarios are again very helpful in this case. So in this case, you can get a peer who is their age. So for example, if a child is like 10 or 12 years old and they have a classmate who can role model appropriate social skills for them, who is good at socialization, so the child can, children usually learn better from each other in that age group. In younger kids, it's usually they learn better from parents, but in that age group, children learn better from each other. So just get a child who has like good social skills and help them model that. Also, board games are really helpful. They bring out the fun side of kids. Like if they are engaging in social play, then board games might be really good for them. Structured games, turn-taking games, all these are really good examples. Also, in this age group, like social stories are for younger children, but for older kids, video modeling might be helpful. So there are a lot of videos available on YouTube that you can show to your kid, and they can learn through the videos by watching the videos. Also, an important tip here would be to reinforce what the child does. So always like giving them some kind of reward or some kind of treat after they make an effort to engage in socialization. So whether it's just making eye contact or just smiling or just doing a little bit of a handshake with another person, just give them a praise or give them some kind of reinforcement, some kind of reward that they might find helpful. Yeah. So in the end, I want to talk a little bit about our role of adults in shaping the child's socialization, role of parents, role of therapists. It's very important because we are their models, we are their caregivers, so it's important that we are patient around socialization. Socialization wouldn't come overnight. You cannot expect your child to be social overnight, and you cannot expect your child to learn these socialization skills like in a very fast pace. So it's important that you are patient with them. Just don't pressure it, don't force interaction, but be a scaffolder in interaction, if that makes sense. Scaffold their interaction rather than forcing it. Also create low stress social environments. So whenever you plan a social interaction, reduce noise, limit group size. Group size should be small, 3 to 4 kids. Start with 1 kid or start with just one sibling, and then maybe 3 to 4 kids, and gradually expose them to more kids. And plan predictable routines. So if a child is, especially kids on the spectrum, they prefer routines. So plan the social interaction, tell it to them through social stories and make it predictable for them. Also celebrate effort, like I said. If they make a little bit of effort in interaction, you should always celebrate it, you should always praise it, and make sure that the child is engaged and understands that this behavior is desirable and it is being praised and it will earn praise from my caregivers. It's also good for their self-esteem and confidence. So our main goal is to build confidence. Also work with teachers, therapists, psychologists, everyone together can make the child a good at social interaction. To wrap up, I would like to leave you with one key thought. Socialization isn't about teaching a child to say hello or join a game. It's about helping them build confidence, experience connection, and feel like they belong. Every child with autism has the potential to connect. We just have to meet them where they are, understand their needs, and guide them step by step. Yeah, that's it. Thank you so much for being here and supporting the social journey of these amazing kids. Thank you.